So there's no warm-up this time. Let's get right into it. I'm doing box squats. So I'm just using a chair to do these box squats. So down on one leg and then up. In case you didn't know, in case you're watching part 2 or this video for the first time, I did injure my back, so it is affecting my balance, and I have terrible balance and coordination anyway, but this one is good for legs. So you just find like it's something that you can sit down on, like a chair or a box, and you balance on the one leg coming down. So it gets quite tough after a while. So the idea with these whole exercises is that you do them for a minute straight with no rest between if you can, and then ideally you do them twice through. So it takes me about like 35-40 minutes. I always do have to pause in between to check which exercise I need to do, just because that's the way I am. So these are bottomed out squats. So the idea here is you do a half squat and then a full squat. Again, I always forget which one I'm supposed to be doing and don't go low enough, and it kind of looks like I'm doing 2 half squats as opposed to like a half squat and then a full squat. But again, I don't know if this is my back injury or I'm just losing my form. Probably a bit of both, actually. So I got all these workouts from a YouTube source, and like I said, I don't really want to say where it's from. Suffice to say that I didn't invent these, and I wouldn't have a claim to, but I just don't want to sort of cross-pollinate it in case there are people who are into sort of these fitness channels who aren't into ASMR. They might come after me like some fragrance bros have done in the past. So anyway, these are jump squats. These are one of the worst in terms of difficulty exercises. These really burn my legs. It's a really good explosive workout, but so again, you're supposed to do this for a minute straight, or I try and do this for a minute straight and then straight into the next exercise, but I usually collapse in a heap after a minute of these. I really start to struggle, especially about 30-40 seconds. Start looking at my watch to see if the full minute has gone, but I always try to, just at least power through the minute. So I have to crop my face because I'm a no face, but you'll see me grimacing if you could see my face. So these are power pushaways. So the idea with these is you're just sort of pushing yourself back and forth. And this is sort of doing like your forearms and your shoulders. It's almost like you're going into a child's pose. And then the next one is these sort of alternating press-ups, where you sort of do a press-up but then sort of lift up on one side and then the other. This is quite a difficult one as well. Again, this was a bit dodgy on my injured back, but generally with these workouts, when you do a proper warm up and a cool down, I say I've rarely injured myself doing these. I injured my back lifting a heavy suitcase, in case you didn't know. So at the time I'm speaking to you, I'm actually going to go into sort of more gentler but more like strength focused exercises at home, because I'm not a member of a gym at the moment. I'd love to get back to joining a gym, but it's just not a priority at the moment for me. So and I do kind of enjoy the working out at home and putting on my music and just doing these bodyweight exercises. So this one is knee cobra push-ups, or you can do it on your knees or not on your knees. So so I think I dropped to my knees, so because it does get difficult. So again, you're just sort of sliding through. Really works your shoulders and your core. Again, you have to do this for 60 seconds, and it doesn't matter how strained I get or how slow I get. I always try to do the full minute. So sorry, I'm repeating myself, but And although I'm looking after the cat, I'm sorry there's no cat cameo. She looks at me like I'm a weirdo. She's just off screen. She's got a little tower that she sleeps on, and she looks at me like I'm really strange, which is fair enough. But when I'm doing these exercises, it's even worse, so she stays away. Unless she wants feeding, but I'd already fed her by this point. So these are, I think they're called like kickstands. So the idea is that you just sort of, almost like doing these lunges, but I think that the idea is that you're more like bending down on the leg as opposed to lunging back. And then you're sort of getting a bit of work in the leg there, as opposed to a lunge, which I keep mistaking. Yeah, last time I checked on the video, you're actually sort of just bending down. You're sort of bending down the leg as opposed to lunging back. So, I had I was checking the time there, I think. So next is, these are like reverse sprinter lunges, I think. So, yeah, just alternate sprinter lunges, so you're just going down, touch the floor lightly with my fingers, and go down. I'm quite tall, I'm 6'3" tall, so I'm always bashing into the furniture, and I have to make sure I have enough space behind me to do these exercises. Although I had a kind of smaller space in my old place, and I kind of made it work. And a bit of rearranging of the furniture, maybe. So alternate. I think they're just called sprinter lunges, and then you do these plyo sprinter lunges, which are much more explosive. So I need to get into a good position for the camera. Obviously, that was my main concern for this video. I did find it really difficult to film and exercise at the same time. It's not something I'm used to, really. But hey, I'm trying something new. So these are plyo sprinter lunges. So again, it's like an explosive move, and you really start to feel the burn after a while. And you can see me wobbling around and struggling. But you're supposed to go at a good pace. But yeah, I was really struggling. Again, with my injury, and but again, 1 minute straight, so it doesn't matter, like, even if I just get one more out in the minute, I'm happy, so Okay, next, this is, so I think it's like a reverse pull-up or something. Oh, I can never remember the name of these, but so you can see it's just a simple pull-up move. I'm using 2 chairs and a dowel here. It's like an old curtain rail. So you're pulling up, again using your core, and shoulders, and obviously your arms as well. So again, I'm blanking on the name of this one. Seated pull-ups. That's right, seated pull-ups. Okay, next, this is bodyweight sliding pull-downs. So the idea is that you grab onto something, so you lie down, you grab onto something that's very heavy, like the side of a couch, and you are pulling on the couch as opposed to pushing, and then you sort of, you're really using your core here, so you are doing these lifts and then coming down again, so but not use momentum, trying to really use your core to come down slowly. I found these difficult at first, but these are actually, you can build up the strength on these. Again, with my back injury, not so great, but it is very good for your core, I do do feel it in my core afterwards. So, yeah. This just reminds me, it was a very humid day when I filmed this, and my t-shirt was stuck to me. It was very unpleasant, but I was able to put the fan on because I knew I wasn't going to be actually using the live sound. So. Okay, next one. This is another one with a dowel, and this is I've completely forgotten the name here. This is going to be inverted chin curls. Inverted chin curls. So again, it's because your hands are inverted, and you're sort of curling yourself up, sort of gripping the bar with your hands forward and pulling yourself up. And this is good. Like I'm guessing I'm feeling this in my chest and shoulders and arms. So it's good, just a general upper body workout. Yeah, I'm getting very sweaty here. It's good, it's good. I'm getting a sweat on. So, all right. Next, this is reverse corkscrews. Now, this one is one where I have tweaked my back before, just maybe doing the move too violently. But it's just like a gentle raise and a twist to one side and then a twist to the other. I struggle trying not to like jerk my legs around. But yeah, you sort of twist to the left and then twist to the right, alternating. So that one is one where I have tweaked my back before, especially when I hadn't done those exercises for a while. So yeah, just be careful if you try that one. Okay, next, this is Black Widow knee slides. Now, these don't seem that bad when you first start them, but then they just become really horrible, like one of my least favourite things to do. So, this is like a core, it's almost like you're doing a plank, and then you do this leg raise in between. You're probably definitely supposed to keep your back flatter than I am. I'm terrible at arching my back and not keeping it flat. But yeah, this gets absolutely really burns after a while. I really struggle to do the full minute. I feel like I've been doing it for an hour, and I look at my watch and it's like 30 seconds have gone if I'm lucky. So yeah, it really does work your core, that lift, that knee lift. Right, next, this is Levitation Crunch. So this is where you're sort of trying to levitate your back off the ground. Obviously it's like core and abs. Yeah, it's almost like you're trying to lift your back off the ground. I'm glad I'm not showing my face because I yawned. I feel like I wanted a nap by this point, probably. Hey. But yeah, just levitating, not literally off the ground, but yeah, as if you are, and that sort of, gives you a bit of a range of motion. And to finish off with, this is Angels and Devils. So this is where you're kind of like doing like a Superman off the floor. You're lifting your legs off the floor and your upper body off the floor, and you sweep your arms to the front and to the back, and keeping that sort of position and not flopping to the ground is really difficult. Really works your core and your back, and this was a struggle too, but it's a nice tough one to finish on. I mean, I definitely feel like I've had a workout after these exercises. So but this is the last one, Angels and Devils. It's a devil of an exercise. There's nothing angelic about it. Alright, so that's it, and I'm just into my cool down now. I did do my cool down in the last video, but I'll go through it again in case you haven't seen it before. So I just do boxer shuffle jogging and then a roundabout toe touch, and it's just a 5-minute cool down that I do, but I always try to do a long cool down, even if there's a cool down included in like a video that I watch. I always have this go-to cool down that I do because I feel like if I don't, I will injure myself. I'm not a young guy anymore, so I have to, I do have to cool down for longer. And I think it's just, I just prefer it. As I say, I do find that I'm in pain if I don't cool down. So shoulder rolls, normally do those standing up, but just for the benefit of the camera, just doing them for you guys. And then arm pull plus a hip flexor stretch. Nice stretch on your shoulders there. Yeah. I do enjoy this stretch and cool down. It's just a chance for me to wind down and just, kind of get on the downhill slope from the actual workout. So, this is just obviously like shoulder stretch. So you're actually pulling your shoulders down to stretch them, but then obviously stretching your thigh as well, calf and thigh. You can stretch that as well against the wall. So that's handy. It was a nice sunny day. As I'm recording this, it's been a dull, rainy day, so I'm kind of like missing the sunny days. Even though it was very humid, I wasn't enjoying that actually. That's just an arm stretch. Oh yeah, so normally you do that against a wall, but you sort of put your arm behind you, over your elbow, bend your elbow, and then you sort of twist away from yourself, if that makes sense. So I'm like twisting away from my arm, like stretching my chest. Toe touch stretch, nice and simple, doesn't need too much explanation there. If you want to see my warm-up, please do watch part 1 if you haven't done so already. I'm not a fitness instructor, obviously, as you can tell, but please do warm up before you exercise, unless you never warm up and you always get away with it. I mean, I'm not here to give you advice, but I do like to warm up. I think it's a good idea. Highly recommended if you don't want to strain something. That's just quad stretch. I'm terrible at remembering muscle group names as well. Standing glute stretch. That one hurts my back at the moment because it's sort of stooping forward. Anything where I'm like stooping forward is not great. I've been skipping this one lately, but just did it for the benefit of the video. Actually, when I injured my back, they told me not to have hot baths, and not because of the heat. I believe they were because of this position that you sit in the bath when you're kind of like leaning forward sometimes. I think that the idea was that was going to excabrate it, as well as the heat. But I was told no hot baths after I slipped my disc, lifting a very heavy suitcase. Still not 100%, but I'm getting there. Okay. And that's it. Oh no, wait. Have I finished? Yes, that's my cool down done. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today for my part 2 workout. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really grateful, and I'll see you soon for another ASMR video.